back to the program. You're watching Morning Thailand with Bo and Golf. And of course, this is our last episode, but we'll give you a recap of what actually happened in 2013. Just to start your, just almost like reminiscence back of this year and then get yourself ready for next year. Now, the biggest news, like I said, is the International Court of Justice ruling that took place on November the 11th. Mind you, this has been a long, ongoing, I would say a little bit of a conflict between Thailand and Cambodia just to see who actually have the sovereignty over the 4.5 kilometers disputed area around the Preah Temple. The 1962 verdict has already been make it clear that the Preah, the temple itself, belongs to Cambodia. However, the verdict on this particular case was actually talking about the disputed area around it. And this is took place in The Hague on November the 11th. Of course, there were a lot of the controversial issue. People were actually anticipated on this particular case because there were several of the troops that on standby as well around the area, making sure that everything will, I guess, not going to be as violent because they don't know which direction it's going to go. And they say that the court actually came out and ruled that the Cambodia should have sovereignty over some of the disputed land. They call it the promontory, the land along it, and that's going to have to be interpreted still. And I think had the foreign ministry are not too busy about the demonstration that is ongoing right now, they probably will have to look into that. Now, of course, as you can see, Pamod Idang Cliff during that time actually have to close down like a few days before the verdict itself because they fear that there might be some commotion. Now, they say that the court has said that Thailand must withdraw the troops from around the Hilltop Temple as well. And they say that the area, the promontory area, that still have to be interpreted. And however, that did not cover the 4.5 kilometers areas that the Thailand and Cambodia was actually talking about the disputed land. So at this point, due to the fact that we were just so occupied with something else, we're still not sure how much of those land are we talking about that we actually have to give it back to Cambodia. However, mind you, people in the area doesn't seem to have a problem that much.
Yeah.
Because there are, some of them are just pretty much relatives. They just live on a different side of the land, which technically connected anyways.
I think they just wanted to be as peaceful as possible and go back to normalcy because otherwise it would make it hard for them to make a living. I mean, being a tourist spot is definitely one of the main income for them. But with the disputes going on, it could cause problems. And I think it's for soldiers for both sides too.
And I think the verdict, actually, people take it quite well because we did not lose the entire 4.6 square kilometers that we thought was actually on the plate. But obviously the promontory area, like I said, we're not sure where are those and how much are those. So that still have to be interpreted. But I think overall, both Cambodia and Thai government has already talked beforehand that whatever verdict it is, the friendship stays.
Okay. And moving on now to another good news, I think we can say, for a particular bridge that was done. And this one would be the bridge of, basically the fourth Thai Lao bridge that has officially opened.
Just presided over by Her Royal Highness Crown Princess Mahachakri Sirinthorn.
That's right. And this is basically in aiming, hopefully, to bring lots of Chinese tourists as well. And in details, just to mention here, this bridge is a span over the Mekong River between Thailand and Laos. And it's expected to lower the cost and significantly boost the border trade between the two countries. And it links Chiang Khong district of Chiang Rai in Thailand with the Hoi Sai town and also Bac Yao province in northern Laos. Now, apart from that this new bridge would be reducing the cost per container for the, any type of transportation or logistics that could be done to only 500 baht. Which is a very, very good deal if you ask me, per container, instead of the 1,800 baht, which is now charged by the ferry operators. So this is definitely, a big change in the logistics there. Now, apart from that, the value of goods that will be exported, for example, through the Chiang Khong, will rise to at least 17 billion baht in 2015, and that's one of the predictions there. By the way, China, Laos, Myanmar, and Thailand, they have a joint development project known as the Economic Quadrangle under the Greater Mekong Sub-region Cooperation Agreement. And this will increase the traffic through Chiang Khong, particularly for the tourists, like I said, from China. That could be a main target, basically using the bridge more than others, I guess we can say. But this is definitely great news indeed. One of the good news for 2013 for the opening of this particular bridge.
Yeah, for sure. And that's like, just give you a recap of what happened with us, with Thailand and the neighboring country, because obviously I believe that oftentimes we have seen quite a bit of the relationships being tarnished, due to different skirmishes and such. But at this time, it seems like it stays and such. So 2014 might not be as bad in terms of our friendship with the rest of the neighboring countries. However, for the next break, we're going to talk to you and give us a lot of time, actually, a longer time, because demonstrations, we don't just have the one that we're facing right now. Don't forget the para-rubber demonstration, remembers? That took place as well, closing down of Peskasem Road in the Prachuap Khiri Khan province for the longest time. At one point, it got violence as well. So with that, as well as Kun Chain will join us and talking a little bit about the whole resignation of the Democrat MPs, the entire party actually resigned, as well as the House dissolution, one of the biggest thing. And of course, the questions, continuous questions that the reporter pressed on the army chief about the coup, which the army has to come out time and time again and say that no, there will be no coup. So at the end of the year, there still would not be any coup. So with that, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, please stay tuned.